Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing Paralives again, this time in the build mode. So it was an experience. It was mostly great. I loved building in the game. It just takes time, I guess. When you've been building for so long in the same game, you're so used to the controls, to everything, how everything works. And Paralives has a lot of options. The possibilities are endless. So you have to get used to that it's not as easy, I guess. It's a learning curve. You have to learn, well, you have to learn how to build in The Sims too, but I think it's easier. It's really easier if you're just building in the game to make a cute house. Paralives, you're more free to do whatever you want. Like, you can just place freely, you can change the size of most of the objects. You have like an advanced tool to rotate. You can make walls thicker. You can do so many things. I think so far I've spent probably 4 hours, maybe a little bit more, building in the game. And I don't think I've unlocked I don't know everything yet. I probably missed things. One thing that I will say is that I think the build mode is great. I think it's wonderful for an early access game. My only complaint, okay, one thing I always fear when it comes to building in a game is freedom is great, customization is great. Having so many different tools to do that, to not feeling frustrated like you can sometimes in The Sims 4 because something's not matching or you would want this and that, this way or that way. It's great. But also, I don't know if it applies to everyone, but I'm a perfectionist. So I will spend so much time doing something if I wanted to make it look a certain way. And giving me that many options makes it really hard to, it takes so much time for me, I'll be honest. So I feel like we should I think Paralives is trying to do that, to be fair, but we should try to find a way to, have the options and also just be able to do some things in a simple way. I'm thinking about a very specific example. So I'm building, you're watching the video. I'm building a French country house, basically, from the south of France, inspired by those houses. And those houses have often blue or green shutters, so I had to put them on my house. The thing is, Paralives gives you one shutter, and then if you want like two on opposite sides, you have to rotate the other. And I learned how to use the advanced tool by doing that, and it was not fun. I mean, in the end, I think I'm used to it now, but it took me too much time to do such a simple thing, just to put a shutter next to the window, because when you rotate the item and you move it around, you have to place it perfectly, or if you grab it again, it will go back to its initial state against the wall. I think it's very specific to objects that stick to walls, but it shouldn't, it's too, please just give me the shutter already rotated in the correct way. I know it's silly, but I spent so much time, the house has so many shutters, I spent so much time just rotating things and moving them around with the tool, and I don't know, I felt like, oh my god, am I going to spend like half an hour just placing shutters? That doesn't, maybe it shouldn't be like that. Also, it gives you the freedom, like you can change the size of the shutters, it's also really great. But I feel like we could find in between the limitations of a game like The Sims 4, where if you build without a mod, like Twisted Mexi, the tool mod, it's very limited. You can build a really cute house fast without having to use any mods in your game. It's quite easy to build in The Sims 4, we have to be honest. But also, if you really like to build, you will often find yourself frustrated building in The Sims 4, and that's why most of the builders you love and watch use the tool mod because it offers what Paralives is giving you on its early access game. And that's, the tools are wonderful. I know I'm complaining a little bit, but to be fair, I think the game is like the Paralives team is trying to make it so. To make it like, in a way, like if you want to use the advanced tools, you can. And you can spend an hour placing something or try to make it look a certain way. And you can also just not use them and still make something. But I feel like some things need to be probably looked at, like the shutter situation. Shuttergate. It's just for my build, it's a very selfish demand, but I know I build a lot of houses with the shutters and I don't want to spend like an hour placing them every time. But yeah, the color wheel is wonderful, but if you want the same color, it's like kind of a bit tedious you have to go to the object, copy the code, paste it on the other objects you want the color on. So it takes a little bit of time, and that's what I mean, I think the goal for them to make it even more enjoyable, it's already great. I just want to be clear, it's already great, but to make it even more enjoyable, maybe for more casual builders, people that don't want to spend so much time building things, find a way to make those things easier to do. I think they will. I think with the feedback they will have, they will definitely make the build mode better. I won't say anything about gameplay because I haven't gotten to that part yet. But yeah, so I was questioning the fact that can I build like the house I want to build in the game? And the answer is yes. Even though you don't have a lot of items yet, there's a lot, but not that much when you spend like 2 hours building and you realize, oh, I wish I had that, I wish I had that. But it's also true for The Sims because we're always comparing them, and The Sims has been out for 1 billion years, so we can complain too much, but I was like, oh, I want to do this and that. But since the game customization is so incredibly good, you have the freedom to do so many different things, you can achieve so many different styles of houses and buildings. I went for a type of house that I know well because I wanted to record something before I'm going away and do the voiceover. But if you want to experiment with the build mode, there's so many things you could do. The terrain tools need work at this stage. They're a bit glitchy. They made my build bug, so I was scared to use them again. They made my plants disappear. Also, I reported every bug I encountered, and I did. My game glitched a little bit sometimes, but it was especially when I used the terrain tools. When I was trying to do some smoothing and things like that, like the flowers would glitch in the walls, or my tree disappeared or went on the other floor, I think, at some point. So you have tools, but they're a bit glitchy. You have to be aware of that. And they're not the size, the minimum size of the tool is huge. So you have to kind of work around that, which is fine. I still enjoyed it. I love how the grass looks. Oh my God, look at that. Look at the grass. The game looks really pretty. But yeah, the tools are wonderful. When I realized that I could put things in the ground without having to type numbers and using a mod, it doesn't take a lot to impress a simmer, I guess, after 10 years of building in the game and being limited in so many ways. But I think they did an incredible job. I think the build mode is really, really great. Even with the bugs, even with Shuttergate, I still think it's really wonderful. I think the first step is always the hardest. It took me like an hour and probably maybe a little more to get used to the tools and to the new keybinds and everything. After that, I think I was way more comfortable just going around the game and building, and because I knew what I could do, basically, within the limitations of the game. So, yeah. I think I've not looked too much about what people are saying about the game yet. I'm sure people are complaining because I can, even though the Paralives community will be made of mostly Sims players, I'm sure people are going to complain about bugs in an early access game while playing a game like The Sims 4 that has been out for 1 billion years and is still buggy as hell. So, I don't want to spend too much time on the internet. That will give you brain rot. But I think the camera, if I had one single complaint that I would like them to address fast, I guess, it would be the camera. The camera is not great. The creator of the tool mod, Twisted Maxi, already made a mod for the camera in the game, so I guess it's not just a me problem. People have been struggling with it. I had to be patient with it and accept that it was just the way it is. But yeah, the camera is a bit wonky, and I didn't do gameplay, but I'm sure it's also annoying gameplay and not just in build mode. I had like weird little glitches. I couldn't see the grid. It wouldn't work anymore at some point while I was building, so I had to improvise. I don't know if it's an option in the game, but I had to place walls to see the grid. I'm pretty sure it's only when I placed walls and maybe painted walls and flooring that I had got to get the grid. But when I was placing objects, like I wanted to, for the kitchen in the house, I wanted to center the table, and I couldn't activate the grid. But that might be a me problem. Something that frustrated me might be me just, being old as hell or not reading something literally on my screen telling me you have to do this to do that. That is very much a possibility. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But yeah, mostly, guys, I've been enjoying the game. The last thing I need to retry is gameplay, but the Paramaker was a wonderful experience. I loved it. I had so much fun, even though we don't have a lot of clothing and, things yet. But people are already making CC. I already have CC in my game for build mode and for a CAS. Well, it's not CAS, but you know what I mean. Make a para map. Is that how we're supposed to say it now? But yeah, I had fun making a character. I had fun in the end. Even though it was a learning process, I had so much fun building, and I can see all the things I could do. The possibilities that the level of customization the game offers can bring, and that makes me so excited. I do want to go back to the game and build again and try something different. I will probably... So I'm going away at the end of the week. I will have access to computer, but I cannot do voiceovers, but that's fine. I was thinking about maybe doing a long play video of me just building in real time, because the music in the game and the sounds are really nice, so I feel like it would be like kind of a good kind of video to fall asleep to, or just put in the background like I did with my series to fall asleep to in The Sims 4. So I will probably do that. I don't know what I'm gonna build next. Still trying to think about ideas, but it will come eventually. But yeah, this will probably be my last Paralives video of the week. I never edited so fast. I have to. I felt like a true YouTuber. I got the game, I recorded, edited, did voiceovers. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm so professional. But I was really excited about making content available. Also, people have been asking me if I will make content about the game, and of course, I always intended to do so. But yeah, it's really hot in France right now. We're going through a heat wave, and for the purpose of the sound of my mic not being awful, I turned off my AC. But now I am so sweaty and boiling like an egg. So I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the speed build without me annoying the shit out of you, just yapping in your ears. I do hope you liked the build and the video. I will talk to you soon. Hope you have a good day or a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.